Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, wherever you're from in this part of the world. This is a short message that I felt that I should put out, one of the videos that I normally put out. And today it is about loving oneself for all the right reasons, loving yourself for all the right reasons. And when I say that, I meant that each one of us has our own journey. And to believe in that, it takes a lot more courage than just to face criticisms and to be willing to accept yourself as you are, with everything that comes with it as a full package. Some of us feel comfortable standing out in a crowd, some of us don't, and therefore it is easier to be yourself than to be someone else's ideology of who you should be or how you should be. It is important to feel comfortable being you, and that is not a very easy thing to be. Sometimes it's a struggle, especially if you seem to stand out in the crowd and people don't like it. The point here is that people will always have something to say. This world will always judge you. That is just the way the world works. Whether we like it or not, they will always have something to say. But to rise above that and to shine despite what happens around you is what will define you, your strength as an individual, as a soul, to survive in this plane. And we learn how to do that, because ego is a part of every living person. And what we need to do is to not allow other people's ego affect us and define who we should be. If you choose to be a certain person who is unconventional, and you know that people are going to have something to say about it. Now you need to know, for instance, why you are the way you are. If you are trying to look good so that it will impress others, then that is not a right reason to do anything that will make you, enhance your looks or whatever. It is not to attract attention to yourself. There has to be a right reason why you're doing something. Some people get a tattoo. To get a tattoo would be, or body piercing. Some people do it out of insecurity. And that is not the right reason to do it. But then there are a lot of people who do it because it makes them feel good. It makes them identify themselves. So who are we to really judge those who want to identify and love themselves for who they are or who they can be? The insecurity, people who actually do certain things to get attention, drive attention to them, is so high that it just takes a little bit of criticism from someone for them to turn defensive all of a sudden, or even to break down. There is nothing wrong in being unique. There is nothing wrong in doing something extraordinary. There is nothing wrong in wanting to look different or be different. But do so because you want to do it from the bottom of your heart. Do so because you love yourself as you are, and not as the person that people want you to be. This is absolutely, I think this especially applies to the younger generation because of peer pressure. You want to do certain things because it looks cool. You want to avoid being seen in a certain way because you think that would put you out of the league. You don't feel loved by people who are around you in school or in college or wherever the environment is. You feel like people won't appreciate you if you look different or you felt different. But the fact is, those people who actually judge you are the ones who are insecure. They are the ones who have issues with themselves and not really you. But again, when you do things for the right reason, ask yourself, why do I have to have this tattoo? What does it symbolize for me? Do I really want this tattoo because it makes me feel good inside to have it? Am I putting on all this makeup because it makes me feel good inside to do it? Well, by all means, please do so. But if you are trying to do this for all the wrong reasons, say to hide yourself from reality, if you're insecure and you need to put on all of this to make yourself feel secure, then that isn't a good reason. Peer pressure is one of the most common terms of victimizing oneself to fit into an ideology of an environment. That is not the right reason, because as you grow up, you start hating yourself for having done that. You never really get over it once you start that vicious cycle. Your entire life will begin revolving around what people would think if you did this and if you did that. So if you're getting a tattoo, if you're getting a body piercing, if you're getting a ton of makeup on your face every day, do so because you want it. Because you love yourself. Because you think you look more beautiful if you wear makeup. People who love people with makeup will come around. Because this world is huge. There are a lot of kinds of people. All kinds of people. It is about feeling confident inside, in yourself. Being sure of yourself. That is more important. To love yourself for who you are. To change yourself who you want to be. There is nothing wrong with that. Extraordinary human beings, if you look at them, some of these really phenomenal people who have created path-breaking work in this world and left behind footprints that other people hardly have the energy to follow, they can be classified as eccentric, they can be classified as weird, they're labeled all kinds of things because they're not normal. So what is so great about being normal when you can be different? When you can stand out, not for the sake of getting attention towards yourself, but because you are unique, because you are special. You feel that deep inside, right down to your soul. You feel special. There is nothing wrong with someone wanting to do something to themselves that makes them look different or feel different. If it feels right for that person, well, by all means, please do. But don't do it because you are under pressure. Don't do it because you are striving and looking for attention, because you are worth so much more than having to do something to attract attention towards yourself. Some people are just the way they are. If you look at certain artists around the world, they have to do something extra to draw attention to themselves. But some of them, they're naturally different. There is a difference. You will see someone wearing some outrageous clothes, totally feel comfortable in it. And then there's another person who does everything to draw attention to himself, and after some time you will notice that the soul is starting to purge all of that. There is a difference, you see, and it's very easy to identify it after a certain point of time. But who are we to really judge these people? Because half the time all of us walk around with a mask on, whether we like it or not, to be impressive, to be respected, to be looked up in society. Even our spiritual gifts, half of us hide it. Half of us don't want to reveal who we really are because we're afraid that we will be isolated. That because we're afraid that we won't be treated the same way if they knew what we're capable of. I wasn't raised in a way where I was either able to appreciate myself or criticize myself. I had to figure my way around. Right from the age of 3 and 4, there were a lot of people who would look down on me. They would say, you're seeing weird things, you're weird. You're weird. Kids would tell me that. Ayesha, you're weird. I said, really? I think you're weird. Maybe I was just programmed to think that way. To a certain extent, my parents supported it, but after a point of time, they did tell me that you shouldn't be talking to people about these things because they don't look at you the same way. And would you want to be isolated from certain environments, which is normal for children, just so you can be yourself? I said, well, maybe when I grow older, I would figure out ways to stand out and prove that this is who I am and this is who I want to be. And maybe people who are able to appreciate me the way I am would gravitate towards me, and that's fine with me. I don't need the whole world. I only need people who really care, who really love, and who I can care and love for. And that is how I've lived my life. So I don't have to do certain things to impress people or gather attention towards me. I just be me. And likewise, I would like each one of you to reflect on yourself. Look at yourself and love yourself for all the right reasons, and not because you think you have to be a certain way for others to love you. I hope this message has, gone really deep for some of you, because I think this is something that has been bothering a lot of people. It doesn't matter which part of the world you belong to, what kind of a lifestyle you've led. I still feel that at some point or the other, all of us become victims of socialism. We try to fit in. We try to think if this would do it and that would do it, if I would look God. If your spiritual gifts are extraordinary, please get out there and do something about it. This is the only chance you have for now. And you have those gifts for a reason. Be yourself, be unique, be special, be gifted, be extraordinary. Because that is what made you the person you are today, and not the society. The society only mentally conditions and programs you into believing that you are someone they think is ideal for them to look at, not you. The ideal you should be what you want to be and not what the world wants you to be. I hope this message gets across and at least makes some difference to some people, positively, of course. Thank you so much and God bless you. Namaste.